Well, the first step towards expanding our channels is to define our channels, and it's going to be kind of simple here. At the very top, we've got our manufacturers and carriers. I work for these folks. So they've got the big goods. They've got the hardware, the circuits, the pieces up here, whatever that is for your industry. They're the big dogs. But below them here are distributors and wholesalers, people who buy big stuff and sell it in smaller quantities. You get that kind of principle. Then at the bottom of the scale here are the folks that actually touch customers. They're the most important, frankly. They're the ones who decide whether it's going to be an HP solution or a Dell solution. So we want to work with these folks, get them on our side. And resellers, channel partners, agents, folks in this world out here, take stuff up here and put it together with a bunch of other things and sell it to clients down here. And frankly, they got a tough job. I worked in that space for a long time. And you're sort of putting all these pieces together to make a recipe that better work. And that's where best practices come into play, and that's why resellers are so important. It really comes down, though, to titles, because when we're dealing in this world here, people have job titles, and we need to know who we're dealing with. So at a large organization, you've generally got a channel program manager, a partner manager. Someone's got the big picture stuff. They're up at corporate, in the big towers, planning this stuff. Well, below them very often are channel sales managers, and these are folks with real quotas, rolled up quotas from other people that become their quota. It's tough. You got to have every cylinder firing there to make your quota when you're a channel sales manager. So below them are the real folks, the Indians, the chiefs up there. We talked about them for a moment. We've got sales reps and sales consultants that are the Indians out here. They're the ones with real quota. Could be 40 grand, could be 7,500 in monthly recurring revenue. Some buckets you got to hit. To hit your quota, you got to be hitting multiple cylinders at one time. Now, these folks, fortunately, have sales engineers and sales support. That was my primary role for many years, was as a sales engineer, making sure our company's products matched the needs of clients, and very often they didn't. Our stuff couldn't do it all, so we had to combine it with stuff from other people, and you kind of see how these solutions come together. As a sales engineer, I was in a very important spot. I advise you to find those folks there and to cuddle up to them because they got business and leads for you. So the types of teams that we have fall into certain categories. Our internal team, that's pretty easy. We've got the same business card. The logo on my card is the same as theirs. HP to HP, Dell to Dell, or random access to random access, however that is. These are your peers, managers, admin folks that you pretty much spend your life with. That's your internal team. But in the channels world, we've got something that's sometimes even bigger. That's your external team. The folks that represent your product out there to customers or represent some step along the way, something between you and the customer. And your external team is a little different. You can't say, we got a meeting at 2. It's really, can you make a meeting at 2? Because they don't work for your company. They've got a different boss, and you're just part of their life. It's a whole life when you work for your own company. It's just part of it in a channel world. Now, this is a LinkedIn program, so you would expect me to be talking about that, and yes, I am. People who recommend our products are fans, users, folks that are in it for the good of the game. They're not paid along the way. That's your informal team, and I think that's the most important. These are folks out there who wholeheartedly believe in you and are out there turning you on to people you never would have met. Now, the company page can do a lot to help the channel world. First of all, we want to make sure we get employees connected to it. And in some firms, you can actually have external employees, your partners, attach the company page. Now, if you want the company page to be attracting people to you, we're going to drip periodically some channel-friendly content. Things of interest to the channel folks, not product stuff that's of interest to anyone, but channel-specific stuff. So the status update feature is where that happens, and your marketing folks are going to put things out there that just like they put other things, but guess what? Channel's got a few things we can slide in. So the other parts of a company page that come to play our products and services. We can list channel programs as a product or service with lots of keywords to attract other people. Last component that comes into mind here on a company page is listing channel openings. Okay, by channel openings, I really mean we've always got an opening in the channel, don't we? So there's a hanging job out there that can be had that says you're looking for a channel partner. You're going to pay for that through LinkedIn, but it attaches to the company page and it can sit there attracting people for you. Pretty good, huh? So the things we talked about here apply equally well to a manufacturer or a carrier, distributors in the middle, or even the VARs and integrators down at the bottom. I use words and techniques and samples out here that apply everywhere. So kind of think about them in terms of a broad meaning. So one of the things that comes into play so much in this area has to do with words and all. So I'm going to kick it out here at the end of this first segment to talk about what some of those words are. Well, channels, if you combine it with just about anything, channel manager, channel partner, you name it, got your keywords and your sets there. Also, we've got agents and indirect channels, affiliates. Before long, we've got a long list of really great words that we can use to attract channel partners and to retain them and do other things with them as we take them from here to here. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this section here. So what we talked about here are how to use people and companies and teams and words all together into something that makes your channel program much more effective. And I'm going to show you a whole lot more coming right up.